Captain on the bridge.
All right, Caps, we're back on the bridge, and we're going to be doing a build for the Intrepid, the legendary Intrepid. And this is a build that I have been keeping in my head for the longest time. I had these transphasic torpedoes in my inventory for the longest time. So sort of the theme here is transphasic torpedoes. And what we saw on the show was when she had her armor on, was destroying Borg cubes left, right, and center easily. Of course, that doesn't happen here in Stowe, but nonetheless, I want to try it out here, see what I can do. Now, transphasic torps are not the most popular, but we're going to use them and see how it does. So we'll go over the weapons, space sets, the consoles, trade stations, and then the DOFs, and then we'll take it to ELITE ARGALA, see how it does. And Voyager has become one of my favorite ships, the Intrepid class, so I wanted to get back on her and see how this build works. So we'll do our standard here. I'm going over what we did, and again, we'll see how she does. So, 4 weapons, we'll start there. I'm using the adaptive transphasic torpedo with the Borg modifier with damage times 3. Now, this is a mission reward torpedo that I've just been sitting in my inventory, so we're deciding to use that. This torp, transphasic torpedo with crit DM damage 3 with pen. This was gifted to me by Casual SAB, the most casual player in game, so shout out to Spencer. The rapid reload transphasic torpedo launcher, Act DM, Act 2, crit D. We'll leave it that for now, like that. See how it does. I believe this is also a mission reward. We'll have to go check on that. Space set, nothing too different with the exception of the secondary deflector. So first, the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector from the Colony world. The deteriorating secondary deflector, which I believe I crafted and or bought off the exchange. The Prevailing Innervated Impulse, which is from the competitive rep. The Mycela Harmonic Matter Antimatter Core. Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield, and both of these come from the Discovery rep. The aft weapons, I took a little liberty to use one of the more performance boosting weapons in game right now, which is the mines. So what we went with was 2 transphasic mine launchers, damage times 3, and the aft, and the transphasic torpedo launcher Mark 15, damage times 3, because in the show we did see transphasic being fired out of the aft torpedoes. For our devices, we just have our Kobayashi Maru transponder for the buffs, our Torp Candy for the plus 30% bonus projectile damage for 20 seconds, the Temporal Negotiator for help with our cooldowns. Our consoles, we are using the Lorcator, or the Lorca's Custom Fire Control, also from the Discovery rep. We're going to be using the Ablative Generator, which is exactly what we saw in Endgame Voyager using. Of course, when in this mode, it can only fire torpedoes, which we have a lot of, so we're going to be using that definitely. For the immersion, Bio-Neural Infusion Circuits from the Lobi store, Ferrofluid Hydraulic Assembly from the Terran rep, the Ordnance Accelerator from the Gamma rep, the Emulating Phaser Lance from the Deimos Pilot Destroyer, Tricobalt Terror Launcher, which is giving us plus 19% mine and torpedo damage. That's why I'm using also this as a liberty to use in game to boost the performance, but this is from the T6 Steam Runner. The Point Defense Bombardment Warhead for the plus 25% projectile damage. DPRM for the oh crap heal and also damage resistance and bonus damage when you activate it. The Swarmer Universal Matrix console. You can just get this off the exchange, but it has plus 50 projectile weapon training. And then for attack consoles, we have just 2 torpedo vulnerability locators for the torpedo damage and crit chance. For our traits, here we have A Good Day to Die, Hot Pursuit, Superior Projectile Training, Kinetic Precision, Inspirational Leader, Resonating Payload Modification, Self-Modulating Fire, Terran Targeting Systems, Intelligence Agent Attaché, the Boimler Effect. And then for our Starship traits, we have Universal Designs, Ceaseless Momentum, Subspatial Warheads. Now, at the time of this recording, just got the new Intel MUD bundle, and we said that 2 of those, which we did a review of already, but those 2 ships in that bundle come with one of the 2 foundational traits for torp builds, which is Ceaseless Momentum, which comes from the Cleave ship, KDF side, and of course Subspatial Warheads, which comes from the Sona Intel Battle Cruiser. Or not Intel, but the Sona ship there in that bundle. So there's that. ETM, Entwine Tactical Matrices, and we're going to use the trait from the Steamrunner, the Piercing Projectiles, for the plus 200 Shield Pen and Hull Pen. I believe that's from the Steamrunner. We'll double check that. Space Rep, nothing too different. Of course, Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence, Tyler's Duality, Precision, Omega Kinetic Shearing, Advanced Targeting Systems. And then our active space reps, we're just using the Anti-Time Entanglement Singularity, Biomolecular Shield Generator, our Deploy Sensor Interference Platform, Quantum Singularity Manipulation, and Refracting Chatron Cascade. For our doofs, or no, we'll go to stations first. Left to right, top to bottom. So, Fire at Will, Cannon Scatter Volley, nothing different there. Pretty much a staple BOF power for most torp builds. High Yield 1 with my Dispersal Pattern Beta 1. Now, this is very similar, or if not the same exact BOF layout tactical that I have on my Parliament, which on that ship, that's all we got to work with, and this is what we got to work with here on the Legendary Intrepid, but we'll make it work. Emergency Powered Engines, Emit Unstable Warp Bubble, Eject Warp Plasma, Jam Targeting Sensors, Destabilize Warp Core. I love this BOF power because of the visuals. I am just literally using this for the visuals, but it does give some kinetic damage upon when you kill something. So affects dead or alive foe, 10 click range. If target dies within 15 seconds, it explodes again for 12k kinetic damage to foes within 4 kilometers. We're going to use Delayed Overload Cascade 3, again for the kinetic damage. Now this is going to make the enemies just scatter throughout the map, but that's okay because it also feels cool. Mix Armament Synergy 3. This is, I believe, where I got most of my damage from, because what you have to do is activate either Beam, Fire at Will, Cannon Scatter Volley, so that you can boost up your torp/mine damage, because that's plus 50% bonus all damage for the other 3 types of weapons when you activate either beam, cannon, or mine. So you always have to activate first the beams or cannons to get the benefit of this. And the last 2 here, we have Tractor Beam and Scramble Sensors. For our doofs. Okay, in the ground, we have the 2 DOFs that affect our space, which is Neil Falconer, the Ground Warfare Specialist, which gives increased damage to board when we fight the board. Elder Malikitan, which gives us space increased damage versus all. Again, nothing too different here with our DOFs that we've been using, especially upgraded from the last time. Big shout out to Nick for the help on this. Nick_NB. Projectile Weapons Officer, 3 of them. 2 of them will give us stack and crit severity for firing projectiles, with the 1 that gives us a chance to reduce the time to recharge mines. Our Emergency Condoff, which recharges our evasive maneuvers when we use emergency powered engines. Delrine for the increased damage when we fight the board, which we fight a lot of every night. And 38 of 47 reduce other bridge officer ability cooldowns after using one. So that's the build. That's what we're going to be working with tonight. Let's go see how this does in a Elite Argala. To be honest with you, I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. We're gonna find out. Again, this ship has become one of my favorite looking cannon ships. Even though the foldy thingy nacelles, it's still kind of weird to get used to, but here we go. Okay, take that one out. We do have a torpedo in the aft. It looks pretty. I'll give it that. I'll give it that. Well, there's the first group. We're gonna use our armor console on the second one. Oof. Love the explosion animations now.
You have entered an area. You are now my depth. Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their balls might come out of hiding.
Armor's on. Ooh, there you go. Move. Ooh, that's a pretty torp spread. It's all about the looks. Well, here we go. Do that. Take that down. That took a little while. Here, take that.
Keep concentrating fire
There you
on
go.
individual ships. Separate them.
Again, she looks pretty doing it. And use a console just cuz. Ablative armor is up.
We will not go
For the
quiet.
immersion. Woo! I do like the sound of it too. Shields are up, but we are getting through. There you go. Bye. I mean, we gotta admit, it looks pretty, right? Ooh, we can use it again.
You will stand
There you
down
go.
and surrender to the men in charge.
We see, there's that destabilizing warp core animation. So good.
Possibly consistent with mouthfuls, temporary hideout.
There you go. It's like flying around like a headless chicken. But this is how I used to play older Star Trek games, flying around targets. I know you don't have to do that, but I like doing it. I mean, at least my ablative armor console is up most of the time.
We do what we want,
Okay.
where we want.
And this is where you learn how to be a good pilot. Just when I clicked try Cobalt Terra Launcher, I was like within, I was too close. There you go.
Picked up a tight beam transmission on a new frequency.
That was a pretty explosion.
Jamming that spectrum of their comms now, but it was probably a call for assistance.
Whew. Okay, we should be coming up our last group here. There we go.
I'm taking you with me.
Oh, really? We'll get this done. It's done. There you go. Last two ships. Look, the mine's chasing them. And so spatial war is like, come here. They look like flying eyelashes. Not the best looking visuals of subspatial warheads, but can't deny the performance they do. Last console ablative activation here. And there she is,
Excellent.
with the pretty
We'll
explosion
signal
at the
for
end there.
transportation.
Totally worth it.
Take the suspect into custody.
Totally worth it.
Thank you for
Let's
your
take that
assistance,
off.
and welcome.
Okay, let's park over here. Let's get a good shelfie on this, shall we? Shelfie, for those who don't know yet, are ship selfies. Yep. Space Barbie. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. So there she was. I love the look of the Intrepid. It has grown on me. And could this do a lot better? Definitely. This could be built with your normal torpedo, you know, the Fatal 4 torps that you see me use all the time, not myself, just like the meta torps that most, if not all, torpedo builds have. But this was just for the immersion, just to see how it does. This, comparing to the other ships that I've used, you can definitely tell it takes a little bit longer to take down the HP, but I don't have everything upgraded here with these torps. Not to say that it would make that much of a difference, and I was not flying in a way that would, how should we say, be optimal for the damage, because you saw me flying around in circles. It's just so that I can fire off the aft torp, but that's a personal choice. I do that for my fun, my immersion. But there she is. She did well. We finished the Elite Argala, so it can do elite content, and I'm sure in a group setting things will die a lot faster because you're not the only one that's doing some damage. So, but we'll use this ship tonight. We'll have some fun. We'll take a lot of shelfies. So we recommend you captains joining us here on the bridge on Twitch. Appreciate it. We'll leave it there.
Permission to disembark, sir.
Granted.